Let's see if that works. It takes a minute or so.
Says there's 4 people waiting.
Am I going? Am I live? Yes, here we go. It should be starting right. No, it should be. No, it's not starting, is it? No, which I should be. We're streaming now. So yes. All right. So you guys are here. You notice that the person next to me is not Brian. It's not Brian today. We have a special guest today. Chris from North Garden Comics is here.
Hello.
Chris, we met a while back at a convention. Chris has a YouTube channel very similar to ours. Chris searches through dollar bins. We reached out, said, Chris, we'd love for you to be on one of our lives. And it worked out perfect because Brian is sick today, so he could not be on the show. So Chris coming on. Chris is supposed to be on here with Brian, just so you know. Chris is not here to
Yeah,
replace
I'm not a
Brian.
replacement. There's no replacement for Brian.
He is here to. It was supposed to be the 3 of us. Brian, I don't want to make fun of my partner, but he's sick. So, and he's sick and he had a family commitment and I don't know, he has a whole list of things, to do. So, Chris, welcome to our live broadcast. It's really nice to have you. You are our first guest on the live broadcast.
That is amazing. And I'm really glad to be here. And I'm going to do something distracting. I'm going to step away because your channel is playing on my computer over there.
Oh, so
so I hear us talking. So I'm going to go pause that. That's not good.
So if you haven't already, go after this video, check out Chris's station, North Garden Comics. Chris is in Minnesota, and he buys comic books at local comic shops and at local conventions in Minnesota, and it's really cool to see a different area of Staten Island and how comic books are there. Chris, again, like us, he loves the dollar bins and 25-cent bins, right? You do sometimes too?
Yeah, hey, who's going to turn down a 25-cent bin?
Nobody.
But no, yeah, you and I got to meet at the Welcome Back Quick Sell event in New Jersey, because I'm originally from New Jersey and found your channel way back when you were teeny tiny. You're only just a couple thousand subscribers.
A couple thousand now. Yeah, we don't know we don't know why 30,000 people subscribe to our channel. We can't. Listen, I don't.
But go with it. But yeah, you guys promote local events, which was great. And I was on vacation back at the shore visiting family and said, hey, I'm going to make that my comic stop. So yeah, we got to meet in person,
which was really cool.
Fantastic. It was. I tried not to fanboy too much. So
you took us by surprise on that one, so. Because you noticed that you recognized us right, both of us, right? It was with Cassidy, so you recognized us both right away, which was fun. It's always fun for us when someone recognizes. Have you had that happen to you with your channel?
A few times, yeah. Here in the Twin Cities area, people will say, "You have a YouTube channel," and I'll be like, "Yes, I do." It is a little weird when you're the
YouTube guy, right? Love when I get that. You're the YouTube guy.
Well,
so you can meet us in person, Anton. One of these days, Anton, you're gonna meet me and Brian in person. We hope.
I felt a little creepy though, I'll admit, because I'm a total stranger.
Right.
And there I am going through the boxes, and next to me shows up this paper checklist. It was Cassidy. And I kind of looked peripherally. I'm like, that's Cassidy from Collector's Confessions. And I'm like, if I just out of the blue say something, I guess it won't totally catch off guard, but I feel like I'm the middle-aged dude now trying to talk to this girl. And I'd be like, hey, I'm just a fan of the channel. And, so yeah, but it was funny. It worked out really well. You guys are great.
It's always fun for us when that happens. It happens way more often than we ever expected. We didn't really ever expect anyone to recognize us out and stuff. And it's the one that always gets us is when someone recognizes us just by us talking, and they'll be like, hey, I know your voice. And it's like, wait a second, really? I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. So Chris is joining us today on our live. We'll go through my regular spiel where I show you what I bought. Chris is going to show you some stuff that he picked up and explain how he picks it up. And then we'll do our normal chat. I would love to talk a little bit about It, because it's what I was doing right before I came down here. I was watching the last episode of It, which is fantastic. Chris, are you watching that new?
I haven't seen it. I have not yet, but I'm a big scaredy pants, so
it is really, really scary. It's really, for a TV show, it's really scary. And just so everyone knows, I'm kind of half watching the comments because Brian's not here. He usually watches it when I talk, so it's just we'll look through. We're gonna keep chatting, and you heard yes, Lewis, you did. You're the one that recognized Cassidy's voice in the shop that time. I actually will be going to see Cassidy in about 2 weeks. We're heading down to Disney for the first. We're going to see her for the first time since we dropped her off in August. She's having a wonderful time down there. Um, she is spending money like you guys wouldn't believe.
I'm
She
sure
bought
that's easy to do in
she
Disney
bought
World.
three lightsabers recently, so she's spending a
All
Star Wars.
different colors or
Yeah,
one
all,
color
all
or
different colors. She bought all different ones. She's buying some of the creatures too. She sends me pictures all the time. I picked this up today. I picked that up today. So they get a 40% discount. So she really is
hmm,
like, cleaning up down there. So
that's
I'm
great.
sorry I missed you guys last week. Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully everybody had a good one. We just couldn't go on Thursday because I actually enjoy being married, and my wife wouldn't have been happy if I left. My family was here if I left my family at 6 and came down here and hung out with you guys. So I have the stack from Thanksgiving week and the stack from this week. Anton, how did you do this week without our friendly neighborhood gore being at the store? Hopefully your comics are right, mine were. So let's get into it. Chris, anything you want to throw in here when we're talking about comics?
Sure,
Just throw it in. We'll start
will
off
do.
right with the Batman Detective Comics 1103. Batman has more series than Absolute Batman 14. I don't know if anyone read about next week's Absolute Batman 15. It's the first appearance of Absolute Joker. Apparently, it sold more copies than Absolute Batman #1 already, and it hasn't even been out yet. Batman Green Lantern, The Question, Arcadia. I talked a lot about this on the short and the week before. I'm looking forward to this. It takes me back to one of those 80s kind of stories. More Batman, Immortal Legends, Batman #4. I could buy Batman all day, I guess. Yeah, so Louis, you
Yeah.
already got the three variants. This I'm telling you right now, if next week grab Absolute Batman 15. It's sold out already, so how are we liking KO? This is the Superman KO tie-in, Superman 32. I haven't read any yet. So
He's getting them all first.
yeah, I buy them and then I read them when I have. So this is the first issue reprint, first reprint. I'm assuming there'll be probably 7 or 8 reprints, just like all the other series. Here's issue
Mhm.
#2 with I guess I paid more for this cover. I
Nice
don't know.
one.
Is anybody reading KO? Let me know in the comments how you like KO. There's a lot of tie-ins to this. This is a KO tie-in. Titans 28. This is a KO tie-in. Justice League Unlimited 13. This is a KO tie-in. The Flash 27. Here's one cover. Chris, I get all the Flash covers.
All the flash covers,
Yeah.
right? Yep. No, I
Two,
know that feeling.
3. Yeah, this week was a big week. Absolute Wonder Woman. This is, I think, their best series right now. 14. I think this series is fantastic. Getting bored with these really after 2 issues already bored with it. All right, tell Lewis, what don't you like about it? Green Lantern 29, not a KO tie-in, but teaming with the Green Arrow again. Green Arrow 30. Justice League vs. Godzilla vs. Kong 2, written by friend of the show, Brian Buccellato.
Hmm.
I bought this because of the cover,
Oh yeah, nice homage.
right?
Yeah.
Trinity, daughter of Wonder Woman. This is issue 5. I always buy the Christmas edition. DC, I saw Ma Hunkel kissing Santa Claus. I think there's 5 stories in here. There you go.
Nice.
I love these. And now that's my DC haul. Here is one of my favorite indie comics. Chris, have you ever read this? Feral?
No.
All right,
No, I
so
thought you were gonna say Youngblood.
no, it's a Image comic. It's obviously a Youngblood homage. It's
Hmm.
written by Tony Fleeks. We have another interview with Tony coming out. We've interviewed Tony twice already. We have another one. He's been on 3 times, so he's our
Nice.
lead interviewer. I told him he'll replace Brian if we ever need it, because
Uh-oh.
so Tony's great guy. He's writing The Thing right now, and he's writing Omega Kids in that Age of Revelation series.
Major
So
Revelation. Very cool.
he just got hired by Marvel to write a couple things. But this series is uh it's like a Disney horror.
Oh wow.
So it's cats trying to survive a zombie apocalypse. and he'll I've actually yelled at him a couple of times. He'll put a character into it, and then he'll kill the character, and you're like, what, that like I love this character. So I yelled at him.
Now, are the zombies human zombies or are they cat zombies?
Both,
Both.
both. So they have to survive. Like they've been attacked by human zombies, and they have to survive cat zombies as well, and dog zombies. So everything,
Okay, everything is subject to
yeah.
zombification.
It's
Got it.
and it's. I mean, it wasn't originally supposed to go. This is issue 18. It's just been selling so well, and it's a good series.
Nice.
Anything with the Universal Monsters I grab. Invisible Man 4, Dracula. I think it's 2. Dracula 2. This one is they really black and white.
Oh yeah.
Love black and white. Marvel from that week is this is the reprint from 2000, which is that's when the uh, Ultimate Universe actually started. Battle World 3. I buy a lot of comics. Infernal Hulk 1. What does everyone think about Hulk having 2 titles right now? Because Infernal came out last week, and this week another one came out.
Hmm.
Marvel Knights The Punisher, issue 2. Written again by another friend of the show, Jimmy Palmiotti. Marvel Zombies. Here's my problem with Marvel. There's too many storylines going on. Who's your favorite Marvel character, Chris?
I would have to narrow it down. Probably one of the X-Men.
Okay.
Cyclops is one of my favorite. No, if I had to pick one, I'd probably have to go with Silver Surfer. Honestly,
Okay.
love Silver Surfer.
Mine
Just
is
as a
mine is Iron Fist.
yeah, Iron Fist. I remember.
Always. Has been since I was a kid. Age of Revelation, X-Vengers 2, Cloak and Dagger 2. So that's the Thanksgiving week haul. And now, oh, just if you're on here too, remember to join our Discord. We have a lot of fun stuff going on our Discord channel. We started about a month ago, and all you guys who are on here are on there. I know you guys love it. This week's haul a little bit smaller, so I don't go crazy every
Oh,
week, Chris.
still nice though.
Once
That's
in
still good.
once in a while, I go easy. Batman 4. This series, I been reading this series. Yes, Hulk Smash Everything is the other Hulk one. I've realized that my favorite Batman is when Batman and Robin are at odds. So I like the Batman and Robin relationship, which I just discovered recently. I didn't realize it until recently that that's what I.
Do you find that you root for one or the other when they are at odds?
It depends on who the Robin is, which is funny because if you're reading Batman and Robin, there's like 3 Batman and Robin titles right now, and then
Mhm.
this one really goes into his relationship with Damian.
Okay.
So I always like Dick Grayson, so I like that one. I don't particularly like Damian, but I can see how he's going to grow on me over time.
Hmm.
But I really like the relationship between Batman and Robin, which I never. It may stem back from when I was a kid and watched the show, and that's my introduction to comics are 2 TV shows. The Batman 66 series and Super Friends are really how I got into
Yeah.
comic books as a kid.
Well, I
That
think that's where you get attached with the
yeah,
characters that you first are introduced to.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
because
that's
yeah, my first Robin really there was a little bit of Jason Todd, but I watched him die,
right.
and then it was Tim Drake. So
Did you vote for him to die?
I did not vote either way,
I mean, I
but
didn't. I wasn't allowed to. That cost money. My parents like, no way, you're
yeah, that
paying
wasn't like
money.
a toll free number back
Yeah, it
then.
was not a toll free number. Batgirl, even though my comic deal is gone, I still get this, even though it's not on my pull list. But keep it coming. KO Nightfall 2. This is Batman battling all the Robins. So I haven't read this yet, but I'm looking forward to it. Something I would like. The first round of KO started this week. Superman versus Captain Atom. I believe next week is Wonder Woman versus Lobo, if I remember correctly. So this, I don't know. I don't know what to make of this yet. I think that it's highly related to AEW wrestling and DC's relationship with AEW wrestling. So I think that's where this stems out of because they're doing a lot of sponsorship. I'm a big wrestling fan too, Chris. I don't know if you've ever picked that up in any of our things, but I'm a huge wrestling fan.
So with the KO, is there any kind of bracket or anything like that? Like,
Yeah.
will there be one ultimate
Yes.
champion?
That supposedly there is a bracket. I've seen it at a couple of different pages. I don't think they have it in the book, but there is a bracket. Oh, they have something like this there.
Okay.
So there is. I don't know how they're gonna. I don't know what happens. I haven't read it yet. So if anyone in the comments knows what's going on, let me know, because I'm not. I will read it at some point. Adventures of Superman Book of L4. Haven't started reading it yet. Cheetah and Cheshire robbed the Justice League. You know how much I love the Justice League. I can't believe this series has 5 issues already. Absolute Green Lantern 9. JSA, which is still aggravating the crap out of me. 14. So with this series, Chris, I missed issue 2 and I cannot find it anywhere.
Oh, that's
So
the
I can't
worst.
read it. So I read issue 1, liked it,
Yep.
can't read past 2. But we have been to, I believe we have been to 7 or 8 comic shops in the area that we filmed videos at. And the first thing I ask is, do you have JSA 2? Nobody has it. And I don't know why. It wasn't like a big deal issue, just no one has it.
Give it time. In time,
I
it'll
know,
pop up.
I know, but I'm
But
like
in the meantime, I know it
getting
doesn't help
behind. I
because you
can't
can't
read
read
these.
it.
I can't
Yeah,
read it. I
yep,
can't.
yep.
I can't read it, so I don't know what I'm going to end up doing. This was Brian's pick of the week. Terminator Santa Claus is coming to town. The Terminator as Santa Claus with a ton of variant covers. Did anyone else pick this up? Another Dynamite, Blue Falcon and Dynamite, issue 4. Love the series. Anton, Doctor Who series. Written by friend of the show, Dan Waters, The Prison Paradox. Anton, how do you like it? Anton, I didn't know you were a big wrestling fan. I have been my whole life. Fantastic Four, issue, what is this? Issue 6, written by friend of the show, Ryan North.
That's a cool guy to know.
Yeah, he was great. He's actually writing this too. He's writing the other Hulk series, Hulk Smash, everything. Marvel, Black, White, and Blood and Guts. This has 3 different horror stories in it, and it's only in black, white, and red. It has a Hit Monkey story, which is I was very happy about. I love the animated series, so I grabbed it. And my final 2 comics are Ultimate, which is ending soon because the maker is coming back. Ultimate X-Men 22, my least favorite of the Ultimate titles, and Ultimate Universe 2 years in, number 1. That's my haul for the last 2 weeks. I hope you guys missed us last week. Chris has some stuff that he wants to show us too that he picked up because he's on our live, so he has to show it.
Well, I can't show
It,
all of it,
it
but
was
I will.
cool.
I guess I'll preface it by saying that I kind of do new comics a little bit differently. Just as of this year, it's a new scary strategy I'm trying, where unlike you, Chad, where you're getting the new books every week, I found due to budget constraints, because I've got a fixed amount every month that I can spend on comics, and that has to go for new stuff, back issues, collected editions, like what's behind me, you name it. And so I try to find as creative ways as possible to keep up with things. And so what I've done is stopped buying comics new every week and every month, and instead crossing my fingers and hoping that I can find those things in like discount bins, hopefully discounted, not cover price, or maybe dollar bins. That would be ideal. And so far, it's been paying off. I'm not getting
Have
everything
you missed anything you really wanted? Like something like just rocketed?
in value, like
Yeah.
if it like in popularity,
Yeah.
probably, but not that I'm aware of. See, because that's part of it. I had to stop paying attention to everything that was brand
Okay.
new. Otherwise, the FOMO kicks in,
Right.
and you just. I was a couple times I was going back to start to get them again, but then I realized that when I didn't know what was going on, I was blissfully ignorant.
Okay. That's
But
good.
I will tell you, because we were talking about this before. You talked about not being able to find that issue number 2, for example. There was a few years ago now, there was X-Men are one of my favorite things in comic books. And there was a title, it was called Weapon X. And then there was, do you remember when there was the totally awesome Hulk?
Yeah.
And they had this crossover when they introduced the new character Weapon H, which was a kind
Yes.
of
Yeah,
a
yeah.
mashup of
I
Hulk and
bought it.
Wolverine. Well, I was getting that new. I didn't have it on a pull list, but I was
Right.
getting it that was following that story as it was coming out. And it got to the conclusion of that when they actually introduced Weapon H. And the day before that book came out, it was gone.
Yeah.
And I was calling my local shop. They're like, no, all our copies are accounted for. And they didn't have any. Nobody around had them. They were online the day before it released for like $20 a piece. And I didn't want it because of the value. I just wanted to be able to read the story.
Right.
And I had to settle for a second print, which I was like, well, obviously the collector in me would rather have a first print.
Right.
But I was like, now I can read it. Well, talking about, patience paying off, at one of the sales I was at recently, for 25 cents, there's that comic, first print,
That's
a quarter,
fantastic.
years later.
For a quarter.
Now, for a quarter that I got it. Now it's still got some value to it, but
Right.
and I would have had to wait a very long time to read that story, but from a dollars perspective, I could get those. And you
25
know,
cents.
like I said, and I know not everybody has the same access to either stores or the sales and things, but I'm here in the Twin Cities. I'm lucky enough that there's a number of stores and they have good dollar bins or great sales. And so just to show you, over the last like 2 months, I've got, this is all X-Men related, and then these are more X-Men related. These are just regular everyday Marvel,
Well,
and
Chris has a
then
show like us, and he goes to
yeah,
shops and he goes to conventions and shows what he bought.
yeah, and these were either $1.50 or 25 cents a piece, and they're all like current things. Like for example, I'm a Gen X kid.
Right.
I was a kid, 80s, 90s, and so I guess it sounds like you got into comics earlier than I did, and probably younger than I did
I
too.
started
I actually did.
collecting in the 70s. So my first comics, my uncle gave me a bunch of comics. I was probably about 6 or 7 years old, and I proceeded to cut them up and like paste them on things. So
Well, because you were a kid enjoying
yeah,
comics the
I
way
was
they were
enjoying
made
comics.
to.
And
You weren't a collector
that's when I
yet.
got so, and then I collected heavy in the 80s and
Okay.
stopped when I was in college because, there's a little thing called girls, and I stopped and then got back to it. Actually, I got back to it. It's funny. I got back to it. I taught a class in a high school on the weekends about comics and the development of comics and the history of comics, and it really got me. It sucked me back in, and it's been ever since. And that was when the New 52 started. Basically, was when it was.
Like
So
2011, 2010,
yeah.
11, kind of that
So
time
and
frame.
that since then I've
Okay.
been f-
Like
fully back. I mean, I would
gung ho.
always grab something here and there. I worked near Midtown Comics for a time. I would go in and grab something once from, but I wasn't heavy. Now since then it's been, and it just keeps going like this. Like it's
Yeah. Yeah.
this.
So for me, I started collecting in 1987,
Okay.
and I was in high school. Actually, I was a freshman in high school when I started. So I started later
Uh,
than your average person, and I started with Transformers. And so I've loved Transformers. If I can show you around my room, I've got like the old checklist from the toys over here on the wall framed. I've got tubs of the toys and then the comics. And so I'm still collecting Transformers today. So I found some of the Skybound issues of Transformers.
And those are
And
from dollar bins or quarter bins.
these are 25 cents or
See,
50
because
cents.
that's everyone saying we don't really see quarter stuff around here ever.
Well, and okay, I should say it's not all the time. I couldn't walk
Right.
into this shop and get it every day this way. There's a few stores, they're a chain here. They're called Dreamers Vault, and they do some comics, but they do a lot of things like Dungeons and Dragons, Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, all those kind of things.
Right.
And so they've got a lot of that kind of stuff. So the comics they carry are only new comics. They don't have any true back issues. And what they do is after it's been sitting on the rack for a few months, they start to run out of space. Then it moves over to become their back issue inventory. And at that point, on an everyday basis, they charge half off cover price for all their back issues.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, a couple times a year, they will hold sales because they just want to move stuff. And that's when they'll do like 50 cents or 25 cents just to try to move the stuff. And what I'm showing you is all stuff from that. And you can get variants, you can get standard covers, and that's when I just
You
go
go
hog
crazy.
wild.
I'm going
I try
25
to fill
cents.
in
Why?
stuff that
How
I
could?
really want,
Right.
and I'm like, well, I want to try that. I want to try that, and then you start it, and then you're like, well, they didn't have all of it. Well, I guess I got to start hunting for that now because now I want to read the
Yeah,
whole
they
story.
suck you in. As
So,
Brian always says that.
yep, they suck you in. So that's some of the Transformer stuff, and then I went to college, went to Rutgers, Scarlet Knight,
Right? New
and
Jersey.
I still read comics in college. Actually, there was a comic shop down on George Street, I think it was called. There was a restaurant called Old Man Rafferty's, and there was a comic shop there. And I forget the name of it for the life of me, but I was going down every week and buying my new comics. And while I was in college, they had the X-Men's Age of Apocalypse event. And so all the titles ended in Age of Apocalypse. So every week I was going down and buying it. And me and my roommate were devouring those things on a weekly basis. And that was awesome. But then, like a lot of people, I dropped off after college. And then I resumed back in like 2002, 2003 when Transformers was picked up by Dreamwave. And then it was Transformers for the next like 10 years after that. And then I got hooked into the X-Men again with all new X-Men when Brian Michael Bendis was writing
Yep.
them. And then I did that till like 2015. 2015, I got introduced to Jonathan Hickman on Avengers, and and then led up to this event here. Sorry, I'm showing you collected editions. I like collected editions for things that are like my favorite stories or really nostalgic, and so I went with that for that. But this is what made me fall in love with Fantastic Four.
That's good. And it's funny because collected editions, I only buy Flash collected editions. I don't buy any
Okay.
other collected edition.
Yeah.
That's just me personally because Flash is what I have the most of, and it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah. One of
I
your
don't like to
favorites.
read the issues. I like to read the collected editions because for some reason I don't like to bend the thing. And it's funny you mentioned Rutgers. I was actually there on Saturday for the first time ever for a tailgate for the football game.
Oh, very cool. Yeah.
It was
We
it was
how's the
awful.
football team now? I don't know. They weren't very good when I was there back in the 90s.
They're not very good, but my niece goes to Penn State, so the whole family was there to root for Penn State. But it was the first time I've ever been to a football tailgate party. It was absolutely awful. It was so bad. I would never go again.
Crazy.
It was
Hey,
just it's cold. It's not fun.
that's
But
just time of
but
year.
the fans, I mean, it was packed. It was packed with Rutgers and
Yeah.
Penn State fans. It was
Hey,
not
you said
fun.
you like holiday themed
I
comics?
do.
I did find a couple at this sale recently. Here's a Holiday Tales to Astonish,
That's from
which
how many years? That's from a couple years ago.
is it a couple? I didn't even know the date yet, but they had that one, and then they had a variant there, which is kind of cool. You
Ah,
got
that's
FF,
cool.
Silver
That's a great
Surfer, and stuff.
cover. I have to
That's a
look
good
for
one
that.
there. But
Chris,
again, 25.
are you a Doctor Who fan? One, we have someone on here, Anton, who's a regular on our live. He's a huge Doctor Who fan, and so are we. Me and Cassie are huge Doctor Who fans. Are you a Doctor
I've,
Who fan?
I've seen I've seen some, but I not enough to
Okay.
claim fandom because I'd get myself in trouble real fast if you started quizzing me.
And Anton might. It's one of the things we always look for. We always look for Doctor Who stuff because Anton's been watching us for a while, and
So
we never see it. We rarely ever see Doctor Who stuff out and
no,
about.
I don't often see Doctor Who stuff. Although I will say Cassidy would love it because at this sale they had tons of Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, that's funny because she hasn't bought anything since she's been down there. 'Cause she hasn't been to any shows that I've been picking up a little bit here and there for her. But I I don't know what she's gonna do when she comes back. We have a surprise. We have a big surprise we haven't announced yet when Cassidy comes back. So in a couple of weeks we're gonna announce we have a big meeting tomorrow. Me and Brian with somebody. So we have a big announcement coming up.
And then she's going to be excited about that. Is that what you're saying?
She is already excited about. She knows about what it's gonna be,
Oh, she knows about it.
but we can't
Interesting.
do it till she comes back. So
Ah,
it's you guys can guess in the comments what I'm talking about, but we are working on something big right now, me and Brian.
nice.
An idea, and it's taking on a life of its own. And actually, something else that happened this week, I wanted to mention, we are going to be at Creature Feature in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania in March. We're going to be moderating the Big Trouble in Little China panel.
Nice.
Which is a
Okay.
strange thing for us. I don't know if you saw we interviewed one of the stars of that, James Pax, who was Lightning. He really took a liking to us, so he wants us to moderate his panels in the tri-state area. So
That's great. That's cool. That's a
yeah,
class right there.
so we'll be moderating the panel, which is going to be very interesting because one of the people on the panel only speaks Chinese, so we don't know how we're going to handle that.
Brush up on your Mandarin.
That's
Yeah.
right. So Brian has to learn. Brian has to learn a new language because
My
I'm not there
my
yet.
son actually grew up going through a Chinese immersion program
Right?
here. So he only heard Mandarin from his teachers until like fourth grade. And
Really?
so he's essentially fluent now. But one phrase I've learned, in addition to like ni hao and things like that, there's a expression, and my tones are going to be wrong, but it's basically wobo dao. And
Right?
it means I don't know. I don't
I
know.
just so that's all I need to know how to say.
That's,
Well,
that's all. He's like a wobo dao, wobo dao.
Perfect.
Like, I don't know.
I know
I don't
enough to
know.
get by on that. Yeah, that it should be. That's it. That's an interesting thing for us. We know. I don't
Yep.
know how we got here. I can be honest with you.
Oh,
I
that's
really.
great though. That's
Yeah.
really that's fun. And fun for you guys too,
Yeah.
right? You just
Fun. Yeah. It's funny because we and just to give everybody a little bit behind the scenes, we called the guy, the show promoter, Brian and I called the guy yesterday, and just to go over, we felt it would be better for us to talk to the guy running the show before James Pax wants us there. He wants us. He's the star. He said yes, this is what he wants. So we just, we don't like to rub anybody the wrong way. And the guy was like, I have a bunch of people coming here moderating other things. I don't really know if I could squeeze you guys. It's, I don't really know if it's worth it for me. And he thought we wanted stuff like. He's
oh
like, what do you guys want? And we were like, what do you mean? What do we want? He's like, well, what do you want from me? I'm like, tickets to get in? That's it. I want to go in and be able to I don't want to have to pay to get in to do this.
right.
He's like, you don't want a free table or you don't want, pay for the hotel or no, we just want, he's like, oh, then you can come. Yeah, sure. Come.
You want to moderate some more panels
Yeah,
while you're here?
I'm like, really? And then afterwards, I said that as we started getting talking to the guy, and the guy was from Long Island, so him and Brian hit it off. So it was like, so we could have asked for stuff. Like, I should have known that ahead of time. God damn it!
That's what you learn. You're the first one's pro bono, and
Right
then
there you go. The next
and
one I'm
then
charging.
you
Next one,
then you
it's
get
an
charged.
appearance fee. Collectors Confessions appearance fee. No, that would never happen. What else you got? Anything else?
Yeah, he was. Hey, you love Fantastic Four, and so some
I
things that
do.
paid off were, I was collecting the Ryan North series for most of it.
Right.
And the hardest part about stopping getting new stuff is the stuff that's the most important to you that you really don't want to sacrifice. And so for me, it was the X-Men stuff,
Right.
Fantastic Four, and then Transformers. But here's number one from the reboot of the Fantastic Four I got, and then this cool, is that Rose Besh? Rose,
That's one of the variant covers, right?
yeah, one of the variants to number two. So I'm slowly but surely able to stay current on some of those things. So that's really kind of nice. Um, but yeah, I would say X Men. How I you don't really do X Men, do you? X Men, boy, it's one of those things like the what is like a labor of love because
Yeah,
there's so much to follow. I mean,
it's so confusing.
I collected it through Krakoa, and then there was the From the Ashes, and it was somewhere in there that I stopped buying them new,
Right.
and now it just feels like it's gone crazy because they stopped all those titles, and now they're doing this Age of Revelation, and then
Yeah.
the titles will come
But
back, and there's new
Age of
ones.
Apocalypse redo is going on also right now, right? That was 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks
Yeah,
ago.
and so yeah,
It's
so I've got one. Yeah, so the Giant Size Age of
yeah,
Apocalypse.
I bought all of those when they came out.
Yeah, some of them they got canceled really fast. NYX was one of those, and I ran
I
like 10
I
issues.
bought that
Still
as well.
filling those in. Yeah, Phoenix. That one's still going. Now, do you ever read comics digitally?
I do not, Brian does. I never read comics digitally.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
did.
I like having it in my hand.
Yeah, and I agree. But in terms of if you want to, again, coming back to like I like to stretch my budget wherever I can.
Right.
This time of year is actually a good one between like Thanksgiving and Christmas, New Year's, because they'll have all kinds of sales on the digital subscriptions. Like if you get it for a year, you might be able to get it for $60, which
That's it's usually like 100, right? It's usually 99. I
seems
know
like 100. But if you get it for like
Brian buys
60,
it every year.
$70, you think about that's like 10, 12 comics. And
Yeah.
if you read those, and so I travel for work sometimes, and so I'll download a bunch and read those. So that's another way I try to keep current
Okay.
on things. Um, but I do like I still want the print ones. Like there was this, I mean, they're milking us, right? For
True.
every nostalgia piece that they can. And I'm not even blindly going in. I'm eyes wide open, knowing like, all right, Rogue Savage Land. Like,
Yeah.
of course I want Rogue Savage Land, but they had that's the Carrie Andrews, the standard cover. I think I've also found like the a lot of the J. Scott Campbell variants for these as well. But again, 25 cents a piece.
You can't beat 20%. That 25 cents a piece just I really
It's insane.
that's
I don't
insane.
know why it's not like a mob scene when I go there.
And it's it's
Um,
it's not so when they have that sale, there's not a line or there's not a bunch of people.
No, I went so on the last one they had. It started. It was over Halloween weekend, and it started on the Friday. I actually took a day off work so that I could go. I'm like,
Right.
I got some vacation time I got to use up before the end of the year. Let me go to this thing. I was there like 15 minutes after they opened, and there were maybe 10 people in the store,
Really?
and there was room, and yeah, just went through and just was able to go through everything. They even had stuff like this,
Now,
like
Chris, where do you read the
facsimiles.
comics online? Someone's asking, where do you read your comics online?
It's not technically online; it's through an app. So
Okay.
from Marvel, they have Marvel Unlimited that you can download, and there's some stuff that's on there for free, but it is a paid subscription. You can either do monthly or, like I said, look for the deals. You do not have to pay full price for that.
It's
They will
probably a
offer
deal right now. This time of year,
probably a
there's
deal
probably a
right
deal.
now. Like
So,
it was one for Black Friday. I'm sure they'll be just cranking those out every week. If you search it once, your social media will be pummeling you with ads.
and DC
And
has
then
has a similar thing also.
it's called like DC Universe,
Okay.
I think, and I have both of those. So I'm trying to keep up with those because I want to go back. I want to if I get hooked on something, I want to read the new stuff, but I want to go back and read the old
Right.
stuff too. So like with X-Men, I don't have original copies of the early stuff. So my first time around getting the Marvel Unlimited, I read all of X-Men up through Days of Future Past digitally, and
Okay.
then because that's where my print collection started at the time. Um,
It's a good way
but
to read older stuff and save tons of money. Yeah, I love
Yeah,
those.
save
I
tons of
love
money.
those
The
those
only thing is,
those
yeah,
facsimile covers.
yeah, the facsimiles are great. And so now these, I don't have these first prints yet
Right.
because I've
But
got the facsimile for now.
you're
But
gonna try. Yeah, I have a lot of all of the early Fantastic Four like that. I have the facsimile, but at some
yeah,
point, you never know. But that's
you find
it's funny. Someone's saying on here how it sounds like outside the New York, New Jersey area, it's cheap. Like we had a sale at one of the big comic shops here in Jersey this past weekend, Zap
mhm.
Comics, which you may
Oh
have
yeah,
heard of,
oh I
and
know that I've been to Zap. Yeah,
the line was around the store, like went down the block around the store to get in. And it's a 50% off sale, so it's not 25 cent cups. It's 50% off
yeah,
for everything in the store, which is a great sale, but packed. You couldn't even get in there if you weren't, and people were waiting there for hours to get in. So it's
yeah,
crazy. But I think it's nice that we're all hearing about how most of the people on our live are from this area. That we have
yeah.
actually seen them at conventions and stuff, and to hear how it is in a different part of the country. How
Is there? And I like when I travel for work, I try to visit comic shops, and I mean, it's pretty good here. I got to admit, which I didn't know when I moved here and things like that. But there's, like 8 to 12 local shops within 30 minutes,
that's
um,
fantastic.
and different. There's just different ways. There's lots of local shows, and yeah, there's lots of good deals that you can really strike.
Now,
So if
have you
anybody
noticed?
for work or pleasure has to come to the Twin Cities,
Right.
I can make
Yeah,
recommendations.
that I mean, everyone should subscribe to Chris's channel, North Garden Comics. It's definitely worth it. It's very similar to our channel. He goes to places, in Minnesota and all and other places wherever he is. But it's a great way to get a different look at collecting in a different part of the country.
Yeah,
Do you guys have you noticed? Because we've noticed here recently, we've had a couple of comic shops open here recently that only sell back issues exclusively. They're not dealing with newer issues anymore
yeah.
because of the problems with newer issues.
I haven't seen any newer shops doing that, but we do have shops in the area that are exclusively back issues, and some of those are. I love that there's such a variety of
Yeah.
types of stores. Like there's a store here called Nostalgia Zone, and it's like a hole in the wall. Like, everything's packed. You're in there really tight, but it's all old stuff, and that's great. And then I've
Yeah.
got other places like those Dreamers Vaults I mentioned. They only do the new stuff. So
Yeah, but
and then everything in between. So
right.
we've got
A
the
regular
whole
comic shop,
variety.
back issues, new stuff. Yeah. We
Yep.
visited recently we revisited two shops that were exclusively back issues. I think one is two they'll be up in like 2 weeks. We're a little bit behind on our we went to a lot of shows the last couple of weeks and we're
Oh,
really back.
boo hoo.
Stinks to be us. We go to shows.
We're
Yeah.
going to so many comic shows. Feel bad for us.
Feel terrible. And we've gone to a lot of shops too, because what we did to let everyone know is we don't really do a lot in December because the weekends are just, as everyone probably, it's crazy in December. We have
Crazy. Yep.
family stuff and parties and obligations, and we really can't get to where we need to be. We will be not this weekend, next weekend. We will be at Queen's Comic Party in Brooklyn. So if you're in the area, Anton, come and see us. That's if you're ever up here, Chris, and you at that they do it monthly. There's one in Queens, one in Brooklyn. They're probably the best group of comic book vendors we have around here. Nicest guys. They in the middle of the show they'll just yell half off, and all their comics are half off in the middle of the show. So it's
Was that similar? Because I watched your video recently where you were at the brewery.
that's it. That's Queen's Comic
That's the
Party.
one.
That's them. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. We've become very friendly with the guys
that
that
was some good
sell it.
stuff. When you were showing
Yeah,
that close up of that, you going through, were those the dollar books?
yeah.
There was crazy stuff
They're,
showing up in there as well. Those are, I mean, those are good deals that were in that box
they
there.
are a great bunch of guys, and it's really they're not there to destroy you on prices. They're there to have fun and sell comics,
Yeah,
and it's a really really closely knit community of people who come in, and we've been going there for about 2 years now, and the guy who runs it, Billy, is probably the nicest guy in comic books, and it's really if you're ever up here around at that, let us know next time you come up. We'll figure a
absolutely.
convention out with you. Anything
Yes.
else?
No, I mean, yeah, I really appreciate you having me on. Love
Thanks
to
for coming
show
on.
new stuff, and yeah, anytime you ever want to talk dollar books or good deals, we can we can compare and
Yeah.
show because there's a lot of good deals out there if people are patient and willing to
Yeah,
look.
I think at
And
some
so for
point you
those of
can
you
find it in
watching,
there.
do not pass the dollar bins because you just don't know what you're going
I've
to find.
been saying it for so long. Take the time
Stuff
to
in
go
there,
through dollar bins because
you will
you never know.
you will
Because
find stuff.
people usually have
Yeah,
dollar bins are not trying to make tons of money. They're trying to sell books, and you never know what you're going to get in a dollar bin. You can get
Can I
gold.
show you a not new comic?
Yeah, go ahead.
So this was I haven't even shown this on my channel yet. So this is like a
Uh-oh.
behind the scenes preview. This it's a reprint, but I got it for $1. Famous cover with Silver Surfer and Hulk. That was just $1. There's I got
I love those Marvel superheroes with the
here's
old
a Marvel
reprints.
Tales, old Marvel Tales. That's a Mark Jewelers insert. That was
Really?
just $1. Yeah.
Now,
You know,
when you bought it, did you know it was, or you bought it and took it home and opened it and realized it was?
I did not realize it. Well, actually, this one might be marked. This one says Mark Jewelers on it. It says Mark Jewelers on
And
the
it
back.
was in the dollar bin.
In the dollar bin.
That's
Yep.
crazy.
It was right there. But cool stuff. There's the DC Supergirl #1. That's $1. But
Dollar bins.
you find cool stuff like this too. Like that's my generation. Well, not this comic, but the
But the
characters, Master
character,
Universe. But
that's
cool J. Scott Campbell cover. Just fun of $1.
it's
You
so
know.
easy to pull a trigger on dollar books too. It's just
Oh yeah. Because it's so much. I mean, you're talking what? That's like 75% off
yeah.
cover price of your average new comic. And then I do buy, in case anyone's interested, I that particular show that I got a bunch of dollar books, I was there for one big book. I do buy bigger books too. And I got half off the price you're going to see here, but this allowed me, and I haven't shown this on my channel yet either, so don't tell
Don't tell us. Don't tell his subscribers.
don't tell my
Don't tell
subscribers.
Chris's subscriber.
I got a Savage She-Hulk #1.
For half off that price is great,
Half off that. It was $37.
and
And that
it looks like it's in pretty good condition too.
it's in really nice condition. Yeah, I mean the bag is wavy, so that's what
Yeah,
you're seeing.
I
And
paid a
I
lot for
always
that when I bought it, and it was in bad
yeah,
condition.
I like to show and that's another one. I completed this entire series. If you count the fact that I got issue #1 for $37
Right.
and it's 25 issue series, take everything I paid, divide it by 25, I still paid less than $3 an issue.
See, I don't think I've ever found a Savage She-Hulk in a dollar bin. $3 bin, yes. $5 bin, yes. I've never found. I don't think I've ever found it in a dollar bin. But now
I
I
paid
think
3 for a couple, but
everyone listening is going to head to Minnesota now because we're all amazed that the Mark Jeweler
no,
for $1 is. Lewis said it's
and
like
those
ten
things don't
dollars
happen
here.
all the time, but
No, you
yeah, it is crazy. I put together the entire Marvel Superhero Secret Wars
right.
for $1.
Not
Not
including
issue
eight.
#8.
Not eight.
Not issue 8. Actually, issue 8 was even better. I got it gifted to me by my brother-in-law when he unloaded his childhood collection.
Right.
But that sparked me wanting to collect a lot of stuff. She's like, "Oh, here's an issue." Like, "Oh, well, now I want the whole thing."
Right.
So
Well,
yeah, but
that's what happens with dollar bins with me. I'll go into dollar bin, I'll buy a couple of issues, and then I have to get everything. So
and then you want to get it all. Yep. No, that's the way it
war.
goes.
That's the
And that's
warlord
why
for me.
why it never ends. The hobby never ends. It's the
Never
beauty of it,
ends.
right? There's always something new to collect.
I'm not sure if I'll ever be able to read all of this stuff, but I will continue to collect it.
Absolutely.
Chris, thank you for being on with us.
Thank you
We
for
really
having me
appreciate it.
anytime.
Thank you, everyone who was watching. Thank you, those who are watching now. Please don't tell Brian that, we got rid of him and we don't know if he's coming back or not. But guys, thank you for being on. We will see you next week. We will be on. Hopefully, Brian will be better and be on again. Chris, anytime you want to come back on, let us know. Everyone, go
Yeah,
over to Chris's channel, North Garden Comics now. Subscribe. Tell him you loved them on our live. So thank you, everyone. I'm
will
going to
do.
end it right. I think I'm going to end it because I always
Well,
mess this part
can
up.
we take it out? Can we take it out in Collector's Confessions way?
Love what you collect?
Collect what you love.
You just wanted to say it, didn't you?
I did. I was hoping to say that.
See you guys.